Uh-oh, where's our video? There we go. Why is it all catterwampus? There we go. Technical difficulties. Haha. There we go. Welcome back, everyone, to Galaxy RPG on Twitch. And another riveting episode of Songs of Arddor. It's a downtime episode. Or is it? Last we left off, you guys traveled into Falendal, the hidden valley, to the Verdant Halls to meet with the Green Council. Your first time meeting the actual higher-ups of the organization you work for. You met Edeniel, the library witch, who Faeyra may have hit on, may have gotten her medieval number, and found out that the chest that you guys recovered from the horde of Vahon the Lurking Dread contained a void scroll, which caused Thurbrhys to have a spooky vision about a dead archfey speared through the chest with a big lance of ice. So we're gonna speed run through some of the events. Yeah, she did. A quick point of action, because I forgot to ask Al, what is your level breakdown for level 6?
Level 3.
Level 3. Gotcha. Because I realized the last session we played, I didn't change everybody's to reflect their 6th level, and then I didn't remember whether you took a 3rd level ranger or a 4th level ranger or a 3rd level rogue. So, speed running through the week of downtime. The following day after the meeting with the council, the rest of the council has kind of dispersed. They, have their other jobs or their other duties that they have to attend to. The only one who does spend a good amount of time here is Ulforth, because his family owns the land that the Verdant Halls are built on. It was essentially his great-great-grandfather, who was part of the original Green Council, essentially was like, hey, we can use my house as a base of operations, and then it's just been passed down ever since. So he does, it's not his full-time home, it's kind of like his summer home, but he does spend more time there than the rest of them. We pick up the following day with Thurbrhys within the Tower of Nine Stars, which is like the temple of the faith here at the Verdant Halls. What's the best way to look at it? They you're kind of there shirtless with a group of lower priests and a cleric looking over your scar, and a couple of them have detect magic up, and a few of them are trying to do a group cast of lesser restoration. And while some of the dark veins have faded, the scar is still there and it is not fully healed. And
I assume that if I cure wound, remove cursed it would not remove it, because it's a little bit of a funky curse.
You don't know. You could try.
It'll you're oh well, there goes all my story.
You could try.
Why not?
Okay.
I've let it sit for story reasons, but technically speaking, I've been able to cure wounds or remove cursive for a while.
So you're gonna try it?
Yeah.
Okay. So with the aid of some of the does Remove Curse have any like material components or anything like that?
I don't. Not that cost, I don't think.
Okay. So, with the help of the priests and everything there, you begin the process of casting Remove Curse on yourself. And you do feel a level of resistance, as if whatever has dug itself into your wound is trying to remain there. But after some struggle, you see this like viscous, like black ichor. Like,
God damn it! All of my characters have fucking ichor coming out of them.
Essentially, like it almost looks like you're sweating it out of the wound before it kind of floats into the air. And one of the priests has the forethought to kind of grab a bottle and grab it. You are no longer cursed. The scar still remains, but it is no longer like darkened with the black veins or anything like that. So your cursed scar, don't gotta worry about it anymore.
It just looks like a normal scar?
It just looks like a normal scar.
Okay. What about the bottle full of stuff?
What was that?
The bottle full of stuff.
The priests are going to confer with some of the more academically minded folks and kind of work in conjunction with them to try and figure out exactly what it was and what was going on with it. So, what other downtime activities do people want to pursue? Faeyra, you do have, you could make 2 attempts to, because you have one past attempt to learn Dwarven. So you need 2 more. You could try and essentially like cram study sesh in a week. You would just be rolling at disadvantage.
Wait, say again?
So you have, it takes 3 successful rolls for you to learn a new language. You've succeeded once.
I have 1, yeah.
So you would have the 15 and then the 10 DC to succeed. You could do them in a week, because usually it takes a longer period of time for you to really get the knowledge down. So you can cram to try and get it in the week that you guys are here. It would just be rolling at disadvantage. Or you could pursue something else.
Can I roll 1?
Sure.
Would I get advantage or just normal roll?
It would still be at disadvantage, because you're still... I mean, unless you're spending... That is the only thing you're doing in the whole week.
No, I'm gonna see my girl. I guess I'll roll 1. Well, can I roll twice with disadvantage and see Edeniel, or...
Yes, this would essentially be you being like, I'm doing other stuff, and then at night, I'm just hitting the books and pulling, like, all-nighters trying to cram.
Okay, I'm gonna do that.
Is that what we're calling it these days?
Okay, that's what I'm gonna do.
I will say, Edeniel does know Dwarven. So you could hit her up for a lesson, and I would say you could make one of those with, like, a flat roll, and still have time to do other things.
She can give you an oral lesson.
Sex.
Okay, I'll do that.
Okay. So it's just a base D20 roll plus your intelligence modifier.
Okay. Next. A 4.
Yeah, you're not very busy studying.
Yeah, I got a 4.
Okay, so yeah, you try, but you're very distracted through the experience. Though Edeniel does show you the vellum vaults, which are the like this massive library here in the Verdant Halls, which is where she works. She's kind of like an assistant attendant in the vellum vaults.
How do you spell that?
VELLUM.
Oh, is it really? What does it mean?
It's a type of paper that they used to use back in the day. That's like made with like animal skin.
Oh.
That's like it's more durable, so they would write like important documents and stuff on that because it would last longer. As a group, I will add, they do, as opposed to you just staying in these kind of like guest quarters in like the main council hall, they do offer you guys, there is an open house here on the grounds of the Verdant Halls that nobody is currently occupying, that they offer to you all. It's a little like 2-story couple bedroom house with a stable in the back for Sally and McQueen.
Sure. Let's do the frat house.
You do get the feeling, because Edeniel is the one that kind of shows you all there, that she kind of pulled some strings because it is right across the street from the Vellum Vaults.
Oh, bet. Let's go.
In
the library.
Goodfellow, what are you up to in the week that you guys are here?
I'm practicing a ghost disguise, I think.
A ghost disguise?
I think that's...
Okay.
I think that's my plan.
I don't think there's anything in the bylaws of disguise self that says you can't attempt
Blue?
to look.
I can't look blue?
Yeah. This would probably be like...
To be fair, I don't think I have a disguise kit or a forgery kit, but I'm proficient in both. So that
Yeah, you could just try and like there's no like merchants directly in the the grounds of the Verdant Halls. There is a like quartermaster that you can kind of requisition stuff from.
what if I get good berries and squash them up like a little paint thing?
I'm saying you could use the disguise self to make yourself look like a blue humanoid. You just wouldn't be translucent or glowing or anything like that. You'd have to figure out another way to accomplish that.
I would look like a CG ghost.
You would look like a member of the Blue Man Group.
That's a little disappointing. If not terrifying, to say the least.
But you can make a roll if you want to try and come up with a way to accomplish this this task that you've set yourself. It depends on how you want to try and accomplish it, though. If you want to accomplish it more scientifically speaking, it would probably be just a basic investigation check. If you want to try and accomplish it in an arcane way, you would make an Arcana roll.
So it was Arcana, or you said...
Or investigation. Yeah. With the end goal being, like, if you did the investigation, it would be essentially you, like, going about and trying to find, like, phosphorus paint to, like, make yourself glow or something. Or try and come up with a formula yourself to do such a thing. The arcane way would essentially be you trying to figure out if you could fudge with the arcane formulas for the disguise self spell to allow you to do this.
22 investigation.
Okay. So going through, they do have here on the grounds of the Verdant Halls a mix of more theocratic-minded religious folk and more academically focused I don't want to say scientists because that seems a little too advanced, but alchemists and such like that. So you are able to kind of, between different disguises and such, smooth talk and figure out what chemicals you would need. And you are able to come up with 2 doses of it's essentially it's clear, so you'd still have to use it in conjunction with disguise self. But it makes, when you apply it, essentially it's like glow in the dark paint. So at night you give off a bit of a shimmer, which you could use in conjunction with your disguise self to trick some people into thinking you are a ghost. Do you have 2 doses of that? Of phosphorescent paint.
How long do they last?
An hour.
Okay. And then I guess I'll hit the history books of the local area so I can find some ghost tales.
Okay.
So I can be historically accurate.
So.
And then I find a guy who's doing the same exact thing, and I have to kill him.
So you go to the Vellum Vaults, and your
place must stink.
Your passive is it just smells like really old books, and candle wax.
Made of leather.
Vellum Vault or Vellum Hall?
Vaults.
It's Vellum Vaults. It's the Vellum Vaults of Falendal.
Okay.
Your passive is what, 19, 20?
Mine?
No, Goodfellow.
Give me 1 second.
We got a 19 up.
Yeah, that's what I thought. I just couldn't remember if yours had, if both of yours had gone up, or because I thought yours had gone up, and I was like, did his go up too? I don't remember.
What are you doing, buddy? Yeah.
Sawyer's being very chatty today. Yeah, what is your...
My past perception is... Yeah, it's a 19.
Okay. Faeyra, how, when you're canoodling with Edeniel, how... 2 questions. How discreet are you being? And 2...
I'm trying to be...
And 2, can I watch?
I'm trying to be very discreet because I don't want her job to be compromised.
Okay. The second question was, how hard are you going after this girl? Are we talking hand holding, or are we talking let's sneak behind the bookshelves?
Whatever is in between that.
Okay.
Because I'm not having sex with her in between the bookshelves because I'm not gonna have her get caught.
So Goodfellow, you head into the. Yeah, I know.
She's so chatty.
I know.
I forgot I had an essay.
So you go into the Vellum Vaults to do some history research. Faeyra, if you could give me a stealth roll. Edeniel's gonna have to make this too, so I gotta see what her stealth stat is. I don't think it's very high. It's a 2. Ooh.
23.
Okay. So, Goodfellow, you go into the Vellum Vaults, and you immediately notice the dark elf woman who kind of was your escort around here, Edeniel. Very obviously, like, holding hands and, like, kind of, like, getting a little cuddly with somebody, but you can't really tell who it is. It's okay, really.
I wonder who it possibly could be.
Your sibling connect. Oh no.
We're twins. I have a connection.
But you also notice with your 19 passive perception, as you're kind of going through the rows, kind of searching for like history books about like local history and ghost stories and that kind of stuff, you see a gnomish woman, kind of like going down aisles, but kind of at like a random. It doesn't look like she's looking for anything, but you see her very obviously taking a book off the shelf, walking a couple rows down, swapping it with a different book, going a couple rows down, swapping that book for a different book, and just absolutely ruining any kind of organization that they have.
She's told you everything that you need to know.
I know.
She's very.
Can anyone see me at this moment?
Give me a stealth roll. Do you want me to hold you? Is that what this is?
It's a 27.
Okay. I'm gonna turn my camera off for 2 seconds so I can hold the baby. What did you say?
27.
27? Yeah, nobody sees you.
I'm a palette swap into a gnome. And then I'm a walk on up.
Okay. As soon as you walk up, she kind of attempts to play it off like she was like the book she was about to swap with another book. She kind of like opens it up and like flips through a couple pages and tries to look like she's not doing anything, but does not make eye contact with you.
Put her over your shoulder, and she went like this. She looked at me into it.
That's rude.
I will say with how high your passive perception is, you do see on a pendant around her neck is a it looks like a for lack of a better term, it kind of looks like the kind of the symbol they use for Harley Quinn a lot, that kind of like segmented like diamond, except it's in it's been enameled with like blue and purple paint and has a couple of little silver bells hanging from it, that despite the fact that she's moving around, the bells don't make any noise, and you recognize this as a holy symbol for the Queen of Jests.
I'm gonna do the most awkward thing, walk by and just go, "Nice prank, bro!" and then hold up my hand.
That's actually really funny.
She immediately, like, her eyes go wide and she slams the book shut and looks at you and is like, "Would you keep your voice down, please?" Can I help you with something?
Oh, she's not even gonna... I see what game she playing.
Now, to be fair, you are in gnomish disguise, and I don't think you particularly wear a holy symbol to the Queen of Jests.
Okay. Then I'll just like go like this, and I'll make a holy symbol for the jests, bro.
Give me a persuasion roll with advantage.
It's a nat 20, so 25. Yeah, so.
Okay. So, she sees that, sees you kind of like magic it out of nowhere, and recognizes that kind of like fey tilt to your magic. And immediately, like, you see her expression kind of soften a bit. And she's like, well, I wasn't aware there was another of the Queen's chosen that was amongst the ranks of the Green Council. I'm sorry for being rude.
What?
Oh yeah, I keep forgetting we're in like a super formal place. So I should like.
When you asked what Goodfellow was going to be doing, I figured he was going to say, like, robbing somebody.
Dude, well, I basically asked Tyler that, and then he said, "Oh, there's no rich people around." So,
We're in here?
which means if there's no rich people around, their houses are unprotected.
Well, you would get the impression the other members of the council do not really hold houses here. Like, they probably have quarters, like, and probably like nicer quarters than the ones you guys were staying in within the like council hall. But they also have duties elsewhere, so they have houses and such in their own like realm.
I forgot travel isn't really relevant when you could just teleport.
Yeah.
So it's like, you don't need a house here, because it's not like, oh, I need to stay the night. You'd be like, alright guys, drunken teleportation circle.
Dude, don't.
Hold on, guys. There's a joke incoming.
I was going to say, like, don't drink and ruin, but that doesn't roll off the tongue, Don't drink and divine? I don't know.
I don't like that.
You always got to have a designated tree strider. Which I know is not the teleport one. That is transport via plants, but it sounds better.
No, it's like you teleport like halfway into a wall or some shit.
A designated druid. That would have been funnier.
Ah.
Anyway, so she's like, I did not mean to be rude. I did not realize another one of the Queen's chosen were working for the Green Council. You have my apologies.
Thank you for apologizing. Nice prank!
She does crack a smile at that. And I will say, with your passive perception, you do see, and it would help that you have such good experience with it. There is a bit of a shimmer to her form for a brief moment, as if she is also under the effects of a disguised self spell.
Can I make myself visibly shimmer?
Sure.
So like, it looks like my magic's just fading a little bit. So
Yeah,
it's not obvious.
the shimmer does happen because Disguise Self has a 1 hour time limit. With you, at least, it happens because you're kind of constantly recasting it once that hour's up, because you can. So the shimmer is just kind of that momentary blip where the magic begins to fade, and you're like, oh, gotta use it again. And
I'm gonna do like that.
with a with the 19 passive perception, you do see that she has a very similar ring to the one you have.
But
Though hers,
Alright.
yours is kind of like a platinum ring that's just made up of like, it's kind of creepy because it's that kind of like, well, yeah, kind of like how you described the portal that Strahd came out of, where it was like smoke, but it kept having like faces come out of it. It's like the ring is like hammered platinum, but the hammered platinum has like vague impressions of faces all through it, that you can't tell are just if it's just your mind playing tricks on you or it's intended to look like it's made of multiple faces. Hers is similar, but it is half platinum and the other half is like it looks like a darkened steel almost.
okay, so mine is for multiple mask of many faces. Hers is dark and steel.
Yeah, the ring itself looks to be of the same make. It still has that kind of like face motif to it. It's just it's not all platinum.
Oh, okay. I thought you were saying they were rings, but they had different colors of the same function. I'm about to say I'll show you mine if you show me yours, but I feel like that.
In a public space.
That might be a Green Council HR meeting. Not ready for those. So,
What's that?
what, why are you shimmering like that?
As soon as you say that, as soon as you bring it up, there's this like she did have kind of a like brusque confidence to her. She immediately kind of withdraws into herself and is like, I have to go. Steps back, turns invisible, and is gone.
That's pretty cool.
Dude, she's not interested in you.
I know, I can tell. Terrible. Drop the ball.
Did you want to continue to look for your history books?
Yeah, that's why you came.
Okay, give me an investigation roll.
17.
17? Okay. So yeah, you find a couple, like this, the valley that is Fallendal is kind of at the center of, like, the petty kingdoms and everything. And has been the location of battles before and stuff. So there are plenty of dead. Yes? Yeah. There are plenty of dead that have lingered here in the past. So you're able to get a good grasp on, like, it's not that thing where it's like, oh yeah, there's this one ghost that lives in the town. It's like, honestly, you could fucking bullshit your way into a completely made up ghost, and a good, like, a peasant at least would be like, yeah, that tracks. That I've never seen it before, but it's probably, it makes sense.
Alright, then I'm gonna spend the rest of the time up until the night of Hallows Eve, spreading gossip of a goblin, who was hot.
Okay.
Yeah, and that's gonna be my story.
Okay. So give me a deception roll.
On dirty 20.
Okay. Yeah, so it does not take you long, like, after the second night of, like, going into, because there are two towns. Like the Valley of Falendal is not big. It's not like it's not between two mountains. It's just kind of in this like kind of rocky crevasse. So there are a village at the north and the south end of the valley, with the Verdant Halls kind of smack dab in the middle. So it doesn't take you that long to travel between either of those two villages, hit up the taverns, hit up the like markets, and just start spreading rumors. And by the end of that second day, even back in the Verdant Halls, you're kind of like making your way back to the house you guys now have, and you hear some like stable boy whispering to another stable boy about this story he heard in a tavern the night before of this goblin that was hanged back in the day. And yeah, it is very quickly spreading.
Dude, I would help you spread that rumor.
I am so mischievous.
If I knew about what Goodfellow was doing, I would.
You're busy fucking making.
No, I know,
Google eyes
but like,
at Edeniel.
I kind of like Goodfellow. He's kind of funny. Yeah, that's true.
So, about probably the second to last day of the week, you guys are kind of in the house. It's kind of near the end of the day, like the sun is setting. Front door opens and Kira comes in. You see that Kira has procured herself. You don't know whether through legal means or not, because you know she does have some skills that are less than savory. But she's wearing a new set of like leather armor over top of that like nice like doublet that was provided for all of you for the meeting. So she's swapped out of her like kind of ratty peasant's clothes and makeshift armor. But she's followed behind by Edeniel, who has like a wrapped paper package. You learn that over the past like couple of days, Kira, when you have not been hanging out with Edeniel Faeyra, Kira has, for different reasons. She's been studying and picked up a few new skills, as well as brushed up on some new languages. Kira has. She's been studying with Edeniel. So
did Edeniel tell me about this?
I'm
kidding. I don't.
It seems like Kira wanted to keep it as a surprise, because prior she only knew Common and Southern Elvish. She now knows Northern Elvish and Sylvan as well.
In a week?
She took the prodigy feat. She is very smart.
That's my sister.
But like even like when she comes in, Faeyra greets you in like fluent Northern Elvish. But her and Edeniel both begin to talk to you all about the coming of Kalan Gayaf, which you heard mentioned when you guys were in King's Crossing. It is kind of the like the Halloween of this world. It is a predominantly elven holiday, celebrated at the end of the month of Drema, and they believe like the veil between the realms thins on that time, so they like practice ancestor worship, but also like they get dressed up and do mumming and like pull pranks and mischief. They make big bonfires and they feast.
First kind of day, Goodfellow.
I heard a story. the reason the veil is so thin is because the people of this world lynched a Fey goblin, and then all the Fey came through to avenge his death, and that's why it's so thin.
Who are you telling this to?
Everyone. I'm saying it out loud to everyone in the room right after she says that.
You-
As if I'm
you
just
say
sitting
that?
here waiting.
You say that, and Edeniel immediately is like, "Oh, really? I've never heard that one before. I'm going to have to look into it." And like, not in a sarcastic way. She seems completely, genuinely sincere.
Make sure you do your research. You don't find all your information in books.
Well, that's what I was actually. I wanted to ask you all. If you all wanted to come with me to Stonefell, the northern village here in the valley, to their celebration there. A lot of the younger attendants and librarians go there to party and feast. I've never gone myself because I've never really had anybody to go with, but and as she says that, she does pointedly look at Faeyra.
Wait, sorry, can you say that again?
She essentially said that she's inviting you all to come with her to Stonefell. That a lot of the younger librarians and attendants and servants and everything tend to go up there. It's like the northern village of the valley, to feast and party and all that kind of stuff. And that she's never gone because she's never had anybody to go with.
Yeah, dude, I'll take her.
I nudge Farrah. I think she's India.
I would love to accept the invitation to the group, and then I look at her and I wink.
Blush is purple. So,
Why are you purple?
are you all dressing up for Kalan Gayaf?
Yes.
How do you describe how you all dress up? Goodfellow, you don't need to buy anything.
No. No, I do not.
Can you actually roll deception for the goblin thing?
Can I roll deception? You want me to lie to you?
Yes. Probably gonna succeed.
Okay. I did roll a 1.
I rolled a 4, so
But I have a +8, so mine's a 9.
I have a +7. Good luck. Okay, I don't believe him. So I don't think that I'm gonna get haunted.
You're gonna believe me when I read Tyler's story and a bunch of Fae come out on whatever after I go, "Oh, I'm a ghost" to everyone. Tyler's laughing because he knows it's true.
So Faeyra, you would know at least as an elf or half elf, that typically dressing up entails a lot of people do it's very goth. It's a lot of black robes and animal skulls and stuff like that. But they're people are encouraged to kind of come up with their own ideas, but the intention is to be spooky. It's just
I want to be like a haunted bride.
okay.
What if we should have slutty Hagengloff or whatever it's called. I think that'd be.
You want to
a good
eat
idea.
slutty Haagen-Dazs?
Yeah, this is the first year.
That'll be one of our merch items. It's just a T-shirt with the Haagen-Dazs logo on it, except it's spelled a little bit different, and it says slutty on it.
And it has a little bikini over the jar of Haagen-Dazs.
Hey, it's in its slut girl era. Nobody can judge.
Yeah, you respect that. I respect it.
Okay, so Faeyra's going spooky, creepy bride.
Haunted bride. She was left at the altar and is taking her revenge.
Can I have? Would it possible for me to have a like secondary holy symbol? That's my weird hammer. My what's it called?
So you want one other than the Stormcaller, is what you're saying?
Yes, I don't think that I would be bringing it, but I would want to keep a holy symbol on me, keep that thing on me.
Okay. Yeah, it's very easy for you to go to like the Tower of the Nine Stars and procure a holy symbol. They are very generous there, especially to one such as yourself who has purportedly killed a dragon and killed a hag. They're like, yeah, sure, fuck it. It's like 25 gold, have one. Like, you don't even gotta pay for it. We got them falling out of our tits.
Uh-huh.
Is Thurbrhys dressing up?
I don't think so. This is some weird elven holiday. I'm coming to support my friends, but like I'll put in like absolute minimal effort of a costume.
Throws on black cape.
Throws on the single piece of beef. Yeah, it's a weird holiday. It's not really my thing. I've got a god that I pray to. I'm not really into the whole pagan Fae worship thing.
I will say, because you guys are kind of 2 days out from the celebration. The following day, you're kind of like mid, like probably like just as you're like sitting down for like an afternoon prayer. Thurbrhys, there's a knock on your door, and Kira comes in with like a big, like almost like potato sack that she kind of throws into the middle of the floor of your room in the house, and you can hear it like it almost sounds like it's full of like wind chimes. But as she opens it up, it's two not identical but matching sets of like black robes and like bones that you can like that are attached to like rings and bracelets, so you can wear them on the outside of the robe, and like one of them is like a deer skull that's been turned into a mask, and
I'm literally
and the other is like an ox skull. And she's like, "Come on, you can't get out of this. We're going. We're matching."
I'll put on the robes. I don't know about the whole skull, wearing the skull thing.
You're gonna make her cry. It's all your fault. You should go right now.
I'm gonna come down in my fake outfit, which is almost identical to what Thurbrhys just was given. So I can come downstairs and goes, one of us is gonna have to change.
Except yours is the slutty version.
I've just turned into Roger.
He's got a robe with a cutout right in the groin.
Mm-hmm.
And you're wearing like a black jock strap.
It's an assless robe.
Assless robe. It's just slit down the side, and I have high heels on, so I can step out of it.
With fishnet stockings.
This is very Roger.
Now it's very Roger.
Goodfellow is very Roger coded.
I gotta back out of it. I gotta pull back. It's too much.
But the night of Kalan Gayaf arrives. And as you guys are getting ready to head out of the house,
The night of Kalan Gayaf.
it's KALAN space GAYAF.
Yeah, I think so.
Yeah, it was mentioned like as a thing when you guys were hunting the hag. That, like, there was the potential that she was trying to get these sacrifices ready for Kalan Gayaf.
Okay, yeah.
But as you guys are getting ready to leave the house, kind of that like you guys are kind of standing in the foyer. You hear a cart pull up outside, and as you step out, there is Edeniel, and like the driver's like a little like a dwarven like a younger guy. Edeniel is in a very like classically elven like dress, all black, with like a wide brimmed witch's hat. And so she's put in effort, but it was like, yeah, I'm just going to go as a witch. And Faeyra comes out full like desiccated wedding gown.
Yeah, let's
Fake
go.
blood, like.
Yeah, I go all out, okay? And I'm not ashamed of that.
Is Thurbrhys wearing the skull?
I'll bring it with me, but I'm not putting it on. I'll put it on later. Don't worry. I have a very large dwarven head. It doesn't quite fit properly.
That's why she got you the ox skull.
Beard.
Yeah, that's why she got you the ox skull.
Fair enough. No, I'm gonna hold on to it. I don't think I'm gonna put it on though.
Okay. So you guys all pile into the back of this wagon and are on your way
Mom's minivan.
to Stonefell. You arrive. Stonefell is well, Goodfellow. You've seen it before because it was one of the towns.
Is it the rich neighborhood? Is it the rich neighborhood?
No, the two villages, like there's a village on either end of the valley, and both of them are like smaller little hamlets. Like neither of them are like particularly rich. It's just like kind of middle of the road. Like they would probably have expanded to more town size if there was space, but because they're in this kind of like small rocky like chasm, they're just like, yep, this is it. We don't gotta build any any bigger. We don't gotta go crazy. Like we're making a good living, and we're just gonna live our life in our little chasm.
Chasm?
Well, yeah, the entirety of Falendal, the valley it's not a mountain valley. It's kind of a valley between two cliffs. So it's not as like the elevation doesn't get super high, but it's just kind of this like rocky chasm that's probably maybe 200 feet wide at its widest between either side. But it's very defensible, which is why or Ulfrith's like great grandfather built his like mansion here, and then why the Great Council chose that as their kind of base of operations. It's not an easy place to besiege or attack. But you guys arrive. Stonefell is kind of like the entire village is built around like this winding road that moves through the center of the valley. And you already see, like, up on a hill further down at the other end of the, like, the northern end of town, they've started to build the, or are finishing up the building of the bonfires. Which you see there is, like, a central bonfire, which is, like, that kind of typical, like, conical shape. And then there are four, well, look almost like, for lack of a better term, like Burning Man. They have like a few like wicker statues that are kind of gathered around the central bonfire. But at this distance you can't tell what they are, just that they are supposed to be people.
I would have, on the way there, I would have complimented, Edeniel. Is it Edeniel, or how do you pronounce it?
Edeniel.
Edeniel. Okay, I would have, complimented her costume. And I would have slyly put if I'm sitting next to her, I would have put my arm around her shoulder.
She is into it. So you guys start moving through town, and like it's not even sunset yet, but you already see like groups of like teenagers or like young adults out having already kind of pre-gamed. There are people moving around in their costumes, house to house, pulling pranks and getting food. There are a lot of like there's like an open field that you see, like a couple tents have been set up with like these big long tables with food all over them. Place is about to pop off, for lack of a better term. So now that you're here, what kind of festivities would you like to seek out? Are you going straight to feasting and drinking?
I am absolutely going straight to feasting and drinking.
Gotcha. Classic dwarf.
I would like to go with Edeniel and Kira and do some of like the traditional things first.
Okay.
Stonefell has a big tree in it, right?
Yeah, there's a decent sized tree. I mean, it's like the center of the valley is pretty like green, and you don't know if that's natural or if it's been aided by like the druids and stuff that work for the Green Council or what. But yeah, there's a few trees and one somewhat larger oak tree.
Hey, did you guys know that big oak tree where that goblin was hung? You guys know that? That's crazy.
Give me another deception roll.
16.
16. What's everybody's passive insight?
17.
Wait, why are we in the cursive Strahd call? I just realized.
Yeah, I was gonna say that, but I didn't want to.
You're the one who started it.
It's fine. It's all right.
We didn't do that last week.
It's fine. It doesn't matter. We're on the right stream, so that's what really counts.
I have an 11.
Okay. Faeyra, you see the tree and you're like, man, it sucks what happened to that goblin.
And what happens to the town after the goblin comes out and goes, "Ah, I'm spooky."
Yeah, the goblin played by Arnold Schwarzenegger.
Yeah. He comes out. He goes, "Dude, Tyler, you have to put this in the AI generator. I'm a goblin."
Get to the tree.
I'll be back as a ghost.
Get to the cave. You lynch me.
Thurbrhys, he's absolutely bullshitting. Absolutely.
I didn't believe him the first time either.
I'm gonna look
Thurbrhys,
I'm gonna look at Thurbrhys. You're a non-believer.
Of your elven witchcraft? Yeah.
Wow.
Thurbrhys, do you not believe in ghosts?
I'll give my holy symbol a nice pat.
Thurbrhys, do you
There
not believe
are
in ghosts?
elves that believe in the faith.
I don't care.
He doesn't believe in elves.
They're not real.
They can't hurt me if they're not real.
And they don't hurt you.
Goodfellow, what are you pursuing? Loaded question.
Oh, it's the Night of Mischievous. He's gonna be.
I'm gonna be mischievous. It's devotion. It's the
Yeah.
devotion to my number one girl.
Okay, so here's how we're gonna do this. Goodfellow, make me a performance roll. Faeyra, give me a history roll. And a history roll, yeah. And Thurbrhys, just give me a Constitution save.
Constitution.
I'm within 30 feet of you, right?
Well, she's gone off to do her own thing.
Oh, that's true.
Is it to resist being poisoned?
This is, I mean, is alcohol a poison?
Yes.
I would assume that.
So I was running Lost Mines of Phandelver, and there is specifically a room in which there are 4 drunken, like, bandits. And the text is like, treat these 4 bandits as if they're poisoned.
Yeah.
I got an 11.
Okay.
Yeah, 13.
Okay.
Never mind, I lied.
Don't get all excited. I got a 16.
Okay.
My best roll, and I rolled a 13. It's terrible.
So, how much is Thurbrhys drinking? Are you like, it's a party, I'm going in?
He's gotta deal with all the Halloween
A
goers.
slightly above average amount for a dwarf.
Okay.
So I'm not like purposefully getting plastered, but I'm drinking more than what a dwarf would normally drink, which I feel is probably quite a lot already.
Yeah, and you do see there are a few dwarves here.
Purposefully getting sloshed. I'm just kind of getting sloshed.
The place is called Stonefell. I'd imagine everyone is a dwarf. In my head, everyone is a dwarf here, Tyler. You cannot call a place Stonefell.
Well, you would have learned in your research. It had nothing to do with the ghosts per se. Stonefell is named Stonefell because there was a smaller village here originally, and then a landslide happened.
And so a stone fell on it, so they called it Stone.
Yeah.
Do you
Okay.
mean,
You know what? That's funny. I should have. If you told me that earlier, I would have recreated the event. I would have been like, "Fuck the goblin ghost! I'm just gonna crush the town again and let him slide."
We'll just build it bigger and name it Stonefell Harder.
Stone feller.
Okay.
Stone L, but the two L's are like Roman numeral ones.
It's a sequel. Faeyra, you, Kira, and Edeniel go about doing the normal, the traditional elf thing. You do kind of have to kind of fall back and follow their lead because they have a better handle on the traditions.
Yeah.
But you do go around, give a couple spooks to a couple of the locals, and they give you some little like pastries and like candied apples and stuff. As you are out, you do pass by like this big oak tree, and you see like a group. It's a smattering of like teenagers and like younger kids, and you see what is very obviously Goodfellow having painted himself blue and slightly glowing, popping out from behind the tree. With a yeah. Have you also? I will add this. You see he has added like a threadbare torn noose that's just kind of dangling loose around his neck. Kids get scared like shitless. All of them run away. The teenagers are kind of like and just continue going about with it. It does seem like they're the kind of kids that like one of them was able to get like a bottle of beer, and now they're kind of just all huddled around like and just taking sips of this bottle of beer.
Hold on, there's probably something I can do that'll actually scare them.
Looking for spells on Faeyra's list that would emulate ghost activity.
Well, okay, so does this make it obvious to me then that, or to Faeyra then, that this is like he was lying?
Give me
Or that he's just trying to pretend to be the...
Give me an insight check.
Okay. Because, like, I mean, I guess I could still believe the rumors. Correct.
Al, you look like a ghost right now.
Oh, that is so white.
Your neck is glowing.
Dirty 20.
Dude, I'm looking into stuff.
You kind of, at first you're just like, oh, he's playing into the rumors, but then you're like, when would a goblin have been hanged in this village? That doesn't really seem to track. And you start kind of putting the pieces together of like, this is one of Goodfellow's typical pranks.
Classic Goodfellow prank, dude.
Classic Goodfellow.
I guess then I'm gonna like start like making like fake throat paranormal activity sounds kind of esque. You know that vibe. And then I'll turn it into the satyr from the other town. Obvious, I probably wouldn't be blue, but that'd be nice. I'd still probably be glowing though.
Yes, you absolutely would still be glowing. Whether you're blue is up to you.
But I'm probably not blue. But or maybe I'm blue. Whatever. I turn into the satyr. So that I can scare the teenagers too.
Okay, give me another. This you can either do performance or you can do intimidation.
Oh, if I'm doing performance, I got a plus 11. 29.
You do that, like you kind of like start like stumbling towards them, making like gurgling and moaning sounds before you kind of.
Faeyra is simultaneously pointing and screaming.
With the help action, probably.
Okay.
Oh, hold on. Let me roll this with advantage. Tyler. Hold on. Maybe I'll get a 19 or a 20. I got a 19. Make that a 30.
They bolt, and you can see very obviously one of them wets themselves as they run away.
I was hoping you were gonna say drops his wallet, but okay.
What teenage peasant has a wallet?
The ones I want to rob.
One copper in it.
That's more than I got.
But as you guys kind of like have a laugh and kind of group back up and make your way back to like the field where all the food and the tents are, you find Thurbrhys, who has found a section of the tables where there are other dwarves. Thurbrhys, you don't know what it is. You kind of got lost in the sauce, and like somebody suggested a drinking game at one point. So you're there. Your robe is kind of thrown over one shoulder, so you have a nice free arm. You've got the ox skull kind of off kilter on your head, and you are pounding them back. You've already beaten 2 of the 4 other dwarves here. And you guys are just enjoying the night.
I'm gonna look at Edeniel and I'm gonna grab her hand and I'm gonna whisk her away to behind the tree.
Okay.
The tree in which the goblin was hung.
Daniel still believes in that.
I know. Oh my god, so true. Oh my god.
So, Faeyra and Edeniel, make a stealth roll for me, actually. And I'll make one for Edeniel. Or is this a +2, I think, for stealth?
That's what you said last time.
An 8. I am super stealthy.
So you both have probably had at least like one drink at this point, as you guys kind of try and sneak off. Everybody notices. Everybody. But who cares? It's Kalan Gayaf. That's the fucking night for it. As you make your way towards the trees, you already hear sounds coming from behind a barn. Like this is not an original idea.
If she looked like she was scared of the tree, because I'm assuming she still believes in it, right?
It seemed more of like she wasn't scared by the rumor, just a kind of thing of like the curiosity of like, oh, I thought I knew like a lot about the local history. Like I haven't heard of that before. And there are other like trees around that you can sneak behind.
What?
There are also other trees that you can sneak behind. It's not just one tree.
No, I'm gonna sneak behind that tree.
Okay.
Because Faeyra helped me before with my act, I am not going to ruin her intimate moments.
That's so generous of you.
You're welcome.
I will say, like, the groups at the tents and everything begin to get up and make their way towards the bonfires on the hill, where they're like you guys, through being around here, would know that the bonfires are lit like I think it's like 2 hours after sunset.
The bonfire, I'm assuming, is an important part of this holiday.
Yes.
Why put
Okay.
a cloak on it?
So I probably wouldn't be doing anything crazy. Maybe just like a little makeout session behind the tree for a couple minutes, because I would assume Edeniel, being a scholar, would want to know, and she's never been here, would want to know more about what's going on. And I would also want to take part in more of the traditional aspect as well.
Okay. So as the rest of you start making your way towards the hill, you get joined back up by Faeyra and Edeniel. Hair a little messier than it was before, but other than that, not looking any worse for wear. You, Thurbrhys and Goodfellow, you're the first to notice with your super high passive perception. As you guys are heading towards the hill with the where the bonfires are, you see fire already, which is weird because they're not supposed to have been lit yet. You don't know if it's some fucking drunk ass teenager jumped the gun and didn't realize wasn't following protocol. But then you hear this whistling sound, and a house next to you with a thatch roof bursts into flames as a flaming arrow hits the edge of it.
Where'd the arrow come from?
Seems like it's coming from the direction of the hill.
Alright. Let's go in that direction of the hill, probably.
I'm gonna. I'm assuming I'm with them now.
Yes, yeah. You guys have kind of joined back up.
I've noticed the roof is on fire.
Yeah. Once, they're the first to notice it, but after them, yes, you do notice it.
I would have quickly gone to that house to make sure no one was inside.
Okay.
I hate to pull a Kot Savak, but would we have all of our weapons and stuff? I would think probably not.
It depends on if you brought them with you. There's nothing saying you can't have brought them with you.
Yeah, I would have brought. Yeah, I would have brought my little sword.
Okay, here's the thing. How many of us have magical weapons? You're telling me you're leaving your magical weapon at home? Shut up, you lying. I keep that thing on me all the time.
I left my strange warhammer, and I don't think that I would have worn splint armor. So.
Oh wait, I can disguise myself, so maybe my situation is a little different, because I can just be like, I don't have a sword there, and then if someone touches it, be like, why does it feel like there's a sword there? I'll be like,
yeah.
Someone goes to grab your hip and fucking cuts their hand off.
It's got a scabbard.
no.
Goodfellow would just be raw dogging it with the blade out in the
I feel
elements.
like I would have built the sword and my armor into my costume, because this bride is seeking vengeance.
Okay.
So she's just walking around with a sword out.
The sword
Yeah.
would make sense. The sword would make sense.
Well, she also
armor.
the armor is just she's wearing a breastplate, so the
Yeah,
rest of it's
it's
just clothing normally anyway. So it's a very like Celtic warrior bride kind of look.
I'm gonna cast Bark Skin on myself.
Okay. So Faeyra left the scimitar at home, so she's just doing longsword.
Yeah.
Okay. So you run in. It seems like whoever's house this was already out during the festivities. You don't find anybody inside. And you guys are heading up the hill.
Yep.
Yeah.
Okay. So you reach the top of the hill. At this point, townsfolk are scattering. Kira, while not unarmed, did leave her rapier at home, so she does have 2 daggers, but that's about it. Edeniel always keeps her arcane focus on her, so she's good. So you guys make it to the top of the hill. and you see it looks like the house of like probably you would assume like the groundskeeper is on fire. None of the bonfires are lit, and there are already a handful of bodies. Looks like the best that they could throw together of like a town guard. Just a couple of guys in like leather armor with like wooden
Militia.
shield. Yeah. All felled with arrows. And there is a group of, looks like 8 figures in like dark leather armor with these metal like masks that are like almost avian in design. Like they come to a point, but it's not like out, it's like just straight down. So the point ends like just past the mouth. And it's got a crest of like different shades of like brown feathers. And then they
Is
also
it a
have
little bit like fake doctor masks?
no, so it doesn't come out. It
Oh.
just comes straight down. So it kind of comes to a point like that.
Sorry, so
okay,
we're
okay.
at the top of the hill with the village behind us?
Yes.
Okay. And how many of them are there?
There are 8. You do see one of them is like separated from the rest. It looks like there was a villager or some it looks like a kid. The rest of you, Thurbrhys, you immediately make the distinction. The rest of you takes a minute because they do have like mutton chops, but it is a dwarven child, probably like late teens.
14-year-old dwarven child already has a beard.
Looks probably about 18, but for a dwarf, that's essentially a bit younger. And they are dragging him by like the scruff of his shirt away from
How
behind
far
one,
is
like 30 feet.
I'm gonna shout, release him. Unhand me.
It's dark.
Where you guys are standing, at least, yeah, it's a little darker.
Yeah. I'm gonna switch so I look like I'm dressed like them.
Okay.
And then I'm peel off and around so I can be like, sorry guys, I was taking a piss. We started the fire early. What's going on?
The mask is kind of like this.
Yeah, it's a little bit more like lattice work in the making. I'll post the mini when the session's over, but
Oh, okay.
that's the basic idea of it. Yeah, it comes to a
Yeah.
point like down here, and then it's got like a crest of feathers.
Are there, aside from that little dwarven boy, other civilians?
Being taken.
So, I'm assuming it's them, us, the town, right?
Yes.
More or less.
And you said there's like the burning groundskeeper house?
Yeah, that is like behind and to the right of where they are.
Okay.
Okay, and there are no other civilians in between us and the cultists.
None
I'm
that
assuming
are
they're
alive.
Alright, drone strike.
I'm casting wind. I'm gonna cast wind wall behind. Behind myself.
Okay.
You're not
just-
getting past us.
Well, yeah. So they can't get to the town, and so they can't shoot arrows past me, or past into the town.
How far away are they?
The rest of them are probably like 50 feet away. The one that's dragging the dwarven boy is 30 feet away. And Thurbrhys, when you shout that, I'm assuming you kind of shout that as you cast the wind wall.
Yeah.
The man in the mask just kind of looks up, makes eye contact with you, and then shoves the boy to the ground and pulls a dagger from his belt.
We should probably roll initiative.
When I loop around, can I come over by him?
Give me a stealth roll. It's gonna be a stealth roll and a deception roll.
Alright, well, my stealth is a 12. But my deception is a 25.
Okay.
So I'm like, just trying to casually sneak back in, but I look like one of them.
Yeah, so you're probably about halfway between, you kind of like make a big hook, kind of looping around where the bonfires are. So you're about between this guy and the rest of the group, so you're like about like 45 feet-ish. But you have easy angles on both. Before one of them is like, in Sylvan, says, where you've been.
In Sylvan back, I go, to take a piss.
Your mama.
He, the one who questioned you, just kind of like doesn't say anything, but like spitefully spits on the ground. But doesn't seem to be like suspicious, just more so that he's pissed off that you weren't here for everything. Now, mind you, you are significantly shorter than all of the people here.
True.
None of them are size small at all. And I will say, Goodfellow, since you're closer to them now, all of them are elves.
That's kind of fucked up.
Now I'm gonna need everybody to roll initiative.
I stab elves. Stab elves.
Okay.
I stab elves.
While you guys roll initiative, I'm gonna run to the little boy's room.
He's the little boy's room. I have a 7. It's not going too well.
I was busy casting wit.
Dude, I got a 2.
Plus,
Oh. I got a 5.
at least I didn't get 0. That would have been.
Wait, you rolled a
embarrassing.
1?
I rolled a 2 minus 1.
Oh man, we're literally last. The highest is a 7.
Probably.
I hope Tyler didn't fall in.
I didn't, but thank you for your concern.
Back, he's back.
Oh, there he is.
Where's my pen? Okay, what did everybody get for initiative?
not.
No one got anything good. I got a 7 was the highest.
Okay.
I think Faeyra got a 5, and I got a 1.
Okay. Edeniel also got a 5. And then Kira got a 7.
Can't she, like, partner that? I believe that, initiative is technically an ability check.
Who here would benefit the most from going earlier?
That depends if they believe my disguise or not.
As a spellcaster, I'm probably the most, like, or the least nerfed by not having most of my gear, but I don't have much. Honestly, I wouldn't be surprised if Kira were the strongest one to go first, with some strong crowd spells.
Well, Kira's only 2 levels wizard.
Ah,
Yeah.
Edeniel might be the best one, but a lot of her spells are utility.
if I had my hammer, I would have Call Lightning, but I don't have Call
Am I
Lightning.
standing near the guy who had the dwarf kid?
Yes, you're standing within like 10 feet of him.
I mean, like,
Okay,
you know.
so Kira's going to use her portent to give you a 10 on your initiative, Goodfellow.
That's
Plus whatever your
okay.
initiative.
Oh, so it's 10 and then added to. Okay,
Yeah.
so it's 13.
Okay.
That's plus 6. That's a plus 6. Okay.
There you're going to myself. There's no way I'm going this.
Who else got 7s?
No one.
I had a 7.
You had a 7, okay.
Edeniel and Faeyra had 5s, and I had a 1.
Okay. Okay. So, Goodfellow, you are up first.
Oh, okay. Then I'm gonna stab the shit out of this guy.
Okay. And he's considered surprised, so you have advantage.
Thank God. Thank God, 'cause I don't think that hits. I don't think a 10 hits.
A 10 does not hit.
I think an 11 hits.
An 11.
I think an 11. Let's give that.
Kira's gonna use her other portent dice.
Man, but because she knows I'm gonna kill this man instantly.
To give you a 13.
Okay, so okay, so that's a dirty 20.
Okay. That definitely hits.
All right. Hey, you said this guy's not small, huh?
No.
Sounds like I gotta use a charge of fury of the small. Just because it'd be funny. Really, that's it. And obviously, I'm triggering sneak attack. Duh. That is 20.
Weird echo. Okay.
Weird.
I know. It's coming from you. Maybe. Hello? Oh, no, it's not.
I think it was coming from them. So, how much damage did you say?
20.
20. Okay. So this guy has this dwarf kid on the ground. He pulls a dagger from his belt, lifts it up in the air, and as he reaches like the apex of bringing it up, the rest of you see the blade of Priftan, the bright blade, pierce through this guy's chest. And he...
Are any swords glowing at the moment?
No swords are glowing, no. And he collapses to the ground. Then it is their turn.
Wait, so is he dead or?
Oh yeah, super dead.
Oh, okay.
Did the exact amount of damage that you needed to do to kill him. There's 4 guys in the initiative after Goodfellow who are going to immediately rush Goodfellow.
So scary.
Does a 22 hit?
Maybe.
Does a 14 hit?
Maybe.
Does a 19 hit?
Oh, use your brain.
And another 22. So how many hits is that?
All of them.
All of them. Okay.
Damn.
He's not wearing armor, so I'm assuming you're not wearing armor.
I wear armor. It's basic leather armor.
You only have like a +2 to dexterity?
I have a +3. Leather is 11.
I know. I was gonna say. Oh, I guess you're level 3 and level 3. Not. You haven't gotten an ASI yet.
So they all rush up with these like thin elven scimitars drawn, very similar to the scimitar that Faeyra uses, and deal you 19 points of damage.
Oh, these guys are little shits. Never mind.
They do a d6 plus 1.
It's not even half my health. These guys are cooked.
Then Kira's gonna go. So she's gonna move up to the closest one to her, and since it flanked against you, she is flanking against it, so she's gonna get advantage and sneak attack. That is a 25 to hit. She's also going to attack offhand because she has 2 daggers. That just doesn't add proficiency, or doesn't add your dexterity bonus to the damage. I always forget.
It doesn't add your damage.
Are you dual
Damage
wielding?
doesn't get added.
Yeah, she's dual wielding 2 daggers, but she doesn't have the dual wielder feat.
The attack bonus is the same. The damage is less.
Gotcha.
Yeah, the damage. You lose your dex or.
Doesn't matter. She got a natural 20.
Like,
So the first
Well,
one.
isn't that just going to be 2d4 plus nothing?
Well, it's going to be a d4 plus whatever she rolls on the. It's going to be 4 plus a d4
Yeah.
plus nothing. But the first one is also plus sneak attack, which is 2d6. So the first one does 9. That's another 5, so 15 or 14 damage. Okay. Then it is the rest of the group. So they're going to run up and they're going to make an attack on. One of them is going to attack Kira, and then the other 3 are going to attack Faeyra, Edeniel, and Thurbrhys.
Well, isn't there only 3 left because one of them's dead? You said there were 8 figures.
You're right. There is only 3 of them left. So they're going to not attack Kira, and the rest of them are just going to attack you guys.
Slay.
Damn, don't go for the kid with the knives or anything.
So Faeyra does a 18 hit.
Just barely, but yes.
Okay, and Thurbrhys does an 18 hit.
Yep. Right
Okay.
now it does. I don't have my shield, so I don't think I. Would I have brought out my helm? It doesn't matter. An 18 still would have hit, but it's close.
And that definitely hits Edeniel. So Faeyra, you take 2 points of damage.
Oh my god, what am I gonna do?
Thurbrhys,
You're
you
gonna lay
take
on
6.
You have like 30 points of lay on hands.
And
I don't know if you can-
Edeniel takes 4.
It's fine.
So, Faeyra, you're up.
Or you could lay on hands at Edeniel too, because you're,
Yeah, how much
I
damage
bet
did
you've already-
Thurbrhys take?
You've already. I didn't.
Thurbrhys took 6.
I'm gonna roll concentration.
How much did Edeniel take?
4.
Okay, I'm still concentrating.
Can I? Because I have. Like,
Sorry, you
isn't
said
it-
6?
Yeah.
You said 6?
If lay on hands.
An action.
Oh, it is.
Yes.
So would I not? So can I
It's-
attack with my longsword still?
No.
No.
You can use your action to attack with your longsword, or use your action to use lay on hands. But you don't. Lay on hands is better for getting people from the brink of death than healing people to full. You don't need to heal people to full.
No, but it's
No,
Edeniel,
it's-
so I need to heal her
Okay,
full.
then
But
you can
I'll
do
do that after. I'll use my longsword.
Okay. Are you doing two-handed since you don't have your scimitar?
I think so. Yeah. Well, what did you ask if I was doing it? I am two-handed? Oh, okay. Does that do more damage? Oh, okay.
Doesn't matter, crit fail. But extra attack, you can attack again. Doesn't matter, she got a 2.
Oh. Okay.
I thought my rolls were bad.
You're like, Danielle, no, I'll save you, and then you fucking eat shit.
No.
Okay, so Edeniel's up. Let me look
Don't
at
worry,
her
Sarah,
spell
I'll
book.
save you.
Okay, what can she do? Um. Bless you.
What?
Yeah, why not? Let's do that. They just hurt her girlfriend. She wants to fuck them up. It's a Constitution saving throw.
Yeah.
It's 15. What's their con? Okay. What is her spell save DC? 16. So, one of them pass, 2 of them fail. Okay. I need to roll 8d8. One, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. 33 points of damage. One of them saved, so he only took 15. Edeniel, seeing everything going down and seeing Faeyra get hurt, kind of places both of her fists together and then pushes them forward, and a cone of cold shoots out.
Damn.
Killing two
She
of
felt
the...
inspired because she saw her little
Isn't-
girlfriend get hurt.
I was gonna say, Cone of Cold is like a level
It's a 5th level
4 or
spell.
5, 5th level.
Yep.
She's like
She's a 9th level wizard.
I was gonna say, she's
She's
stronger than
really hot. Yes.
The other one survives it though barely. Then it is Thurbrhys' turn. Now Thurbrhys.
How many are there now? There's one
6.
by me, one by Faeyra.
Actually, on this initiative, I need everybody to make a dexterity saving throw.
What? Why?
Reasons.
Man, you said the reason. 16.
16. Okay.
You need what, Laura?
Detection.
Oh. 26.
Okay.
I got 12.
Oh, you also.
Okay. Thurbrhys, you take another 8 points of damage. The rest of you are fine. As you hear more whistling, and from up on the cliff above the hill, you see another 5 of these bandits, cultists, with short bows that have just released a volley. Now, Thurbrhys, it's your turn. As it comes around to you, you feel this, like, now that you don't know if it's because you've gotten the curse kind of taken care of or what, you kind of feel this like strengthened connection to both of the deities that you kind of are now paying patronage to, and you feel like if you were to spend one of your channeled divinities, something good would happen.
But you're not gonna tell me what?
No, I'm not.
Well, my only other channel divinities are charm plants and animals and turn undead. And these guys don't smell undead, do they?
No.
Target. As an action, I would spend it.
No. I'm gonna consider this a bonus action because it's similar to other bonus action stuff. I'm basing it on another ability.
I will tap into said religious fanaticism.
Okay. You feel this like surge, this like, kind of, you act on like instinct more than thinking, and you reach your hand out, and you feel this like that kind of like crackling static electricity you feel whenever you're interacting with Bolga, and it starts throughout your whole body and then moves to your hand, and as you clench your fist, a lightning bolt strikes, and you now have the Stormcaller Warhammer.
Can I use that channel divinity anytime?
Yes, you can.
Cool. Okay. Well. So there's one by me, one by Faeyra. How many down with us, and then a couple up on a ridge. Basically,
there are still 2 of those died, 1 of those died.
There's 6, right?
There are 5 left. There are 1 in front of you guys, and then there are the group of 4 that are around Goodfellow that Kira kind of went to go help with, and then there are the 5 up on the cliff. Yeah.
So 10 total or whatever. 1 by us, 4, and then 5. Okay, so those 5 in the back. How far in the back are they?
The ones on the cliff.
Yup.
They are probably 80 feet away.
Okay, I think call lightning is 120, but let me just check.
Honey, did you take your medicine? Give me 1
It
second,
is 120 feet. Okay. So,
I'll be...
wait, what the fuck? Oh, okay, there we go. Choose a point you see within range. 10 feet tall, 60-foot radius. 100. Wait, what on earth is this text? I don't understand this. A storm cloud appears in the shape of a cylinder that is 10 feet tall, 60-foot radius. Centered on a point I can see. Oh, centered on a point I can see 100 feet above that point, not above me. Okay. This is weird. Lightning bolt flashes down. Each creature within 5 feet of that point must make a dex saving throw. So it's essentially, I would imagine, 1 square and then the 8 squares around it, right? Call that whatever. How would you do that? If I cast it, oh, I don't know if Tyler. I think Tyler's gone anyway. Talking to nobody right now. Well, it says each creature within 5 feet of that point. So I would think. I mean,
Well, wouldn't this count as the, and then 5 feet
So-
would be,
That's what I'm thinking.
so that would be 15 feet.
Yeah, that's what I'm thinking. It's a 3x3 of 5s.
Yeah, so that'd be 15.
Because otherwise, if it's just like 1 5x5 foot square, that's like
kind of fucking
kind of. Don't do that. I don't know. We'll have to ask. I'll look it up. Call lightning 5. See how big.
Sorry, Gina fell asleep, and I wanted to make sure she took her medicine before she went to bed.
No worries. Okay, so wait a minute. Call lightning says a bolt of lightning flashes down from a cloud to that point. Each creature within 5 feet of the point must make a saving throw. So is that like 1 square with the 8 squares around it for like a 3x3, or is that 1 5x5 foot square? Or is it like a 2x2? Because it's wildly unclear. Each creature within 5 feet of that point.
I think the point. I would
like,
think the point is one. Like if we were looking at a map, the point is one of the squares, and then anybody in the adjacent squares around that square.
Okay, that's what I was thinking. So it's like a 3x3 essentially.
Yes.
The same as my word of radiance would be. Okay. Can you make saving throws for whoever would be for the further 5 group, whoever would be within a 15 by 15 foot?
Sure can. What's your spell save DC?
15 right now.
And it's what kind of save is it? I'm sorry.
Dexterity.
Dexterity.
And if they're Fey, they have disadvantage, but
okay.
I don't know if that Fey ancestry counts. Because you said they're elves.
All of them fail.
Cool. Okay.
One of them got real close.
What did it say? 3d10 damage? I can use my action to call it down again. Hold on. Well, that's not horrible. It's not great either, though. They're all going to take 10 lightning damage.
Okay. So you summon the Stormcaller, and then two-handed slam it into the ground in their general direction. And as it, like, on the downswing, like, discharges a bit of electricity, and then a bolt directly above them shoots straight down, taking them all to half health.
Actually, is it stormy out?
Not particularly.
Okay. Apparently, I get an extra D10 if it's stormy.
It's good to know. But now it's back to Goodfellow.
Yay!
No longer
Are there still guys
concentrating on marks.
attacking me?
You are surrounded currently. Yes.
Do I have people near me? Like friends?
You are flanking one of them with Kira. Yes.
Is he hurt or no?
Yes. Yeah. She did. I think it was 14 damage.
Man, I'm not wasting my sneak attack on this dude. And there's two though, right?
There are 4 surrounding you.
Oh. Oh, okay. Would I be able to maneuver so I'm flanking one who's healthier and more primed for stabbing?
Not in the position that Kira's in currently.
Even if it's not flanking, even if it's just to get the within 5 feet of a.
She kind of pulled up to the outside of this circle that, like, fell on you. So
it's this guy or no one.
yeah.
Shit. Yeah.
Unless you have another way of getting an advantage.
Unless I have another way of getting advantage. Which I don't.
Are any of the arrows they're firing on fire?
The ones that they fired the volley, no.
Okay.
Okay, well then I'm just gonna risk this. I'm gonna look towards one of the other ones, and I'm gonna hunter's mark him.
Okay.
And I'm gonna attack him.
Okay.
And if we crit, hallelujah. That's a dirty 20.
That definitely hits.
Alright. Seven, 9, 13 plus 6. So it's 19, and then I'll use another charge of Fury of the Small to deal an additional 3 damage because I'm assuming he's medium.
He definitely is. This is against
Unless
one
I
of the-
don't need to.
This is against one of the ones that was not hurt.
Not attack. Not hurt.
Okay. Yeah, with all of that, you kill him. So there are 3 left over there now. They are going to. 2 of them.
You said there's 3 left?
What was that?
You said there's 3 left by us?
There's 3 left over by Kira and Goodfellow. There's the 1 by you, and then there are the 5 up on the cliff that are severely injured.
Okay.
The ones by you, Goodfellow, 2 of them are going to attack you. The other one is going to attack Kira. They do not get flanking anymore because these are both the ones. Like, they're both on the same side of you. Well, that's a natural critical fail on 1. And I'm assuming a 5 does not hit you.
Hit who?
And that's a 15. Does that hit Kira? That does hit Kira. Just barely. So she's going to take 5 points of damage. Okay, so one of them gets a little tiny cut on Kira. But then it's her turn, so she's gonna stab that dude right back. You didn't move on your turn, right, Goodfellow?
No.
Okay, so she is still flanking with you. So she gets advantage on this. Which is good because she got 2 8s, which is still enough to hit. And she gets sneak attack. Yep, she kills him. So he goes in for a second slash on her. She ducks underneath it and then comes up like directly below the chin with the dagger, and drops him to the ground. Then it is the single one that's by you guys.
You hear me yell, "That's my sister!"
He's going to disengage and try and run back towards the cliff. And then it's your turn, Faeyra.
Are you saying that the one that's by me is disengaging?
Yeah, he used the disengage action and then bolted.
Oh, no, not on my watch. I'm gonna fucking go after him.
Okay.
I can attack with my longsword?
Yep.
Okay. Let's hope this doesn't fucking fail again. Fucker. Feels a little bit better. Didn't you say it was 8? What did you say it was 8 for? From dual wielding?
So the
Oh no, it's a D10, right? So,
yeah,
okay.
more than-
Dirty 20.
Oh yeah, that hits.
I mean, I'm not close enough to any of the others to attack with my second main hand attack.
Technically, you can attack somebody who's near you and then run up the one attack him.
Yeah, could I do that? Is there a way to do that?
What
or
is
are they, or like Kira, Goodfellow, and the others kind of off a little bit?
what is your movement speed?
35.
35. I don't think you'd have enough movement speed to kind of break off and do both.
Okay. I'll just.
Do you have? Here's a good question. Do you have a dagger?
Yeah, I would have had the dagger on me.
Because you can use your second attack to throw a dagger if you wanted.
Okay. So I'll
attack this first guy and see if you kill him.
Yeah, let me attack this guy first. Okay, let me just roll for. An 11.
That definitely kills him.
Nice.
You kind of chase him down and like almost tackle him with the sword, just like running him through and ending up on like one knee on the ground.
Then I'll use my dagger to throw at.
How far are the guys from her?
From there, about like 15, 20 feet.
Oh, sorry, heroes.
No.
You can throw a dagger 20 feet with one over.
Okay, yeah, I'm gonna throw a dagger at the one that slightly cut Kira because fuck that guy.
That one's already dead. She killed that guy.
Oh, okay, slay.
Literally.
Yeah, what about the one that attacked Edeniel? Or she killed him, right?
All of the ones that were attacking you guys are now dead. So the only ones left are the 2 that are still like behind Goodfellow, and then the ones up on the hill, up on the cliff.
I suppose I'll attack one of the ones behind Goodfellow.
Okay.
You can use finesse for throwing, right?
It uses dexterity already.
Yeah.
I will say, I go by the Arddor rules also for paladins.
Yeah.
You can smite on ranged attacks, you just have to spend it before you make the attack.
Well, it's
Just
too
for,
late for
just,
that.
just for future reference, yeah.
Okay. 17.
17 definitely hits.
Then it'll be plus your dexterity. So
5.
5? Okay.
Oh, no more dagger. Well, I can pick it
you
back
can,
up.
yeah, you can go pick it back up, but you just don't have it with you now. If you were gonna like throw it again next turn.
Oh, okay.
Okay. After you, it's Edeniel's turn. What can she do? Because most of her stuff is...
Oh, you have a hand axe. You could. Well, you have a -1.
Well, I don't have the hand axe on. I only
you
have-
also have strength. I don't even think you need a hand axe. It's -1. You can't use your dexterity. All right. Whose turn is it? What are they attacking us?
It's Edeniel's turn. I'm just trying to calculate how many this would be. 4, 6 times. There's 2 guys left, so it's 3 each. Okay. So let me roll some damage real quick. She doesn't need to make an attack.
I'm gonna yell out to Edeniel, "You got it, babe!"
You're lucky she doesn't need to make an attack roll for this, because I would make her roll a disadvantage for that.
Oh, well then I would take that back.
No, she's casting magic missile, so she doesn't have to worry about it.
Okay, good. I didn't mean to distract her.
12 to that guy. And you did 5 to one of them, right?
Yeah.
Okay. Okay, so you see, and you would have learned in the time you've spent with her. Edeniel has 2 arcane focuses. She has the staff that you guys saw her use to do the teleportation circle and everything. She also has a set of magic rings that she uses as an arcane focus. So you see those glow as 6 little beads of light kind of float around her for a second, and then they all kind of shoot off. At first it seems like in random directions, and then they all kind of course correct. 3 of them hitting each of the 2 remaining behind Goodfellow.
That's pretty sick.
As she casts Magic Missile at 4th level. One of them is almost dead, the other one is looking pretty hurt. Then it's your turn, Thurbrhys. Actually, no, it's the archer's turn. They're gonna... they're still a full group, so they're gonna make a volley. So everybody needs to make a dexterity saving throw.
$23.
Oh, 10.
$25.
Okay. So Thurbrhys, once again, this is what happens when you don't bring your shield with you.
This is what happens when I have a -1 to dexterity.
You're also still a little buzzed, and you do still have the ox skull on, so it's impeding your hearing. As everybody else hears the whistling of another volley coming in. And you take 11 more points of damage as you get pelted with arrows. Then it's your turn, Thurbrhys.
It's 10 or half damage, whichever's higher for concentration.
Yes.
And concentration is a save, right? Or is it a check?
It's a con save.
Okay, so I would also have the +3 from Faeyra. I am still concentrating on Call Lightning, which is excellent. I no longer have Bark Skin on, though, which means my AC is at 9.
Woof.
Yeah. So, can however many of those guys make a dex save for me, please? Because I'm going to zap them again.
Sure can. 15 DC?
Yes. I believe 8 plus 3 plus 4 is 15, right?
Okay, that time, 2 of them passed, 3 of them failed.
Okay. Okay, that's better damage. 20 damage for full, 10 for half.
Okay. Didn't matter that they saved. You call down another lightning strike using Stormcaller, and all of them fry.
There's like one guy left. I don't need to use my bonus action to summon a spectral weapon, or a spiritual weapon, rather. I think that would be maybe a little overkill.
Technically there's 2 guys left. They're just very injured.
Okay. Yeah, I'm not going to do that, but I am going to walk over to them and sort of join.
Wait, so he killed everyone on the
Yeah.
up on the cliff or whatever? Okay.
Yeah.
And so there's just the 2 hurt guys by Goodfellow?
Yep.
Okay.
Yeah, so I'm going to walk over to those 2 hurt guys and just stand, 5 feet away from them menacingly.
I was just saying, we should keep at least one of them alive.
We should keep at least one of them alive if we can.
Goodfellow, you're up.
So we're keeping one of them alive, right?
Yeah.
How many are alive?
2.
Look.
But they're hurt.
Which one of you wants to be alive?
Do you say that in common, or you did hear them speak in Sylvan?
In Sylvan.
Give me an intimidation roll.
10.
Okay.
I would try to help intimidate.
You can do that.
Or can I not do
Because
that?
you're in
Initiative, so that's an action.
Oh, because I never mind. I take that.
I will say you would it's not his turn, but the more injured of the 2, the one that has taken the most magic missile damage and also got a dagger from Faeyra, immediately looks like he's going into the fetal position. The other one looks like he is still willing to stand and fight.
Well, now it's like, I feel bad if I kill the one who's in fetal position. But he put himself in fetal position, which means I have advantage on him. Sneak attack!
You're really gonna kill him? You're gonna kill that guy?
19 to hit.
Oh yeah, that hits.
Wait, hold on, I have a question. Because I used Hunter's Mark earlier. Can I transfer that?
I think, yeah. I think it works like Hex, right?
Yeah. But my only problem is I wouldn't have known which guy to transfer to, because I think it's right after you kill him. Oh, you can use a bonus action on a subsequent turn of yours to mark a new creature. You! Okay, so yeah, so it's a 19 to hit. So that hits. How much health did he have? Because I might roll dice and use hit points.
I will tell you when you kill him.
Okay. That's a D8. That's 2D4. It's 3D6. And then a 6. And then I could add other numbers, but I'm not going to, because I know this kills him. Alright, let's see. That's 5. That's 9. 19. That's 25. I think he's dead.
So here's this good question. Okay. Thurbrhys and Faeyra have already called out that they should keep one of them alive. You've done this like intimidation and everything. You could cleave. Depends on how funny Goodfellow's feeling.
It would kill them. I know it will.
I'm telling you right now, the guy with the most health has 10 health. The guy you are currently attacking has 3.
Yeah. So they die if I cleave.
You would kill both of them, yes.
Non-lethal, right?
Don't be fucking dead.
I think I'd much rather
You're not that funny.
just kind of turn towards him and be like, "Could have been you."
I just love the idea of the Queen of Jess whispering in your ear, just like, "Do it for the lulz."
Does she? Because the difference if it's just my thought or if it's the queen, bro. Because if I'm getting Faye whispers, like I'm like, okay, well someone's watching.
Here's the problem. Now that I said it, it is the time of year where the veil is the thinnest.
Man.
Give me a charisma saving throw.
Man, you guys, I'm gonna get inspiration for this, so you guys can have it. Critical fail.
Yeah, you hear it.
I say that, like, I'm about to say it, and then I'm just kind of looking at it, I'm like, I'm sorry, man. It's just a prank, bro.
So to the rest of you, it looks like an accident. Goodfellow, the guy on the ground in the fetal position, Goodfellow stabs him through the rib cage. It pierces, like, doesn't even hit ribs. You go clean between 2 ribs, spearing his heart and his 2 lungs. And then as you pull the blade out, to the rest of you, it just looks like he doesn't realize how close he is to the other guy. Absolutely slits the other guy's throat.
And afterwards I go,
it's a real Deadpool moment.
Well, jokes are permanent, so whatever.
you said what after I slit a guy's throat? Okay, who's really the fucked up one here?
So they're all dead. We can't question them. Wait, hold on. What fucking level is Speak with Dead?
They probably won't talk to me, but
I want to gather my dagger back up, and then I'm going to go over to Kira and Edeniel and make sure that they're okay. And then I'm going to loot the bodies.
Speak with Dead is a 3rd level necromancy spell.
Yeah, wait, why don't I have that? I don't have that on my list, but I totally could get it. It doesn't matter, corpse still have a mouth, spell fails if it's 10 days. Okay, so we could lug off a corpse with us. I don't think it'll talk to us, but...
It's a good thing you have somebody in your party who can just infinitely cast Disguise Self.
Who's that?
You.
Well, okay, so the
who am I disguising as?
The exact wording of Speak with Dead is, until the spell ends, you can ask the corpse up to 5 questions. So I don't know if it's me or, like... All of the other wording is a single person.
You could always pick up a disguise kit, shave your beard.
No, I'm not shaving my beard for this, but...
You could grow your beard out, because right now you've just kind of got a bushy goatee.
We should probably bring one of those corpses. I also want to loot them. Or, check out if they have any, like, cult symbols.
Okay.
Yeah, I want to loot them
money.
too. But I want to make sure Edeniel and Kira are okay first, and then I want to gather my dagger back up.
Okay. You kind of move over to Kira first. She's got like a cut on her arm, but it's not anything like egregious. Edeniel joins you, and immediately like caught up in the adrenaline of the moment, right in front of everybody. Big smooch.
Oh, let's go!
Give me a perception check, Faeyra.
How much health is Edeniel missing?
She only took 4 damage.
You should totally lay on hands her with your lips.
18.
18?
Yeah.
Okay. As you kind of pull away from this kiss, you guys are kind of still in this, like, close to where the unlit bonfires are. And you look, it's that kind of thing where, like, you're looking at her, and then you kind of, like, notice behind her, you see a figure that looks very similar, not identical, but very similar to yourself, that's just kind of standing there looking at you, and then turns and walks behind one of the bonfires. The two of you who have very high passive perception, you didn't see nothing.
I think you're possessed.
Oh God, where's she been playing me this whole time? I'm gonna go walk over to the bonfire.
Okay. You step close. Now that you guys kind of have a minute to like take everything in, the 4 figures, like obviously, like I said, there's the main bonfire that was going to be lit. It's like the typical kind of conical pile, and then the other ones are kind of like these wooden, like wicker statues almost. And the one that this like apparition kind of walked behind, you see, is in the rough visage of like a female elf, with like long sword planted into the ground, very like regal looking. And at the wooden base plate, you see a carving in what looks like sylvan runes.
I'm gonna ask Goodfellow to translate that for me.
What language is it in? You also have complicated languages, by the way.
You know, why would I spend that if I could just
Good point.
ask him politely to translate that for me?
Okay. So Goodfellow, you come up. You see the carving in the sylvan runes. You see that it says Mistriel, the Winter Maiden.
Oh. How do you spell that?
First of all, I didn't tell you that. Come on, it says Winterell, maiden of farts. Everyone knows that.
Man, I never had it on my bingo card that Goodfellow would turn out to be a mix of Roger and Deadpool.
Man, there's no jails for me to break into.
Okay, but like for real, how do you spell it?
It is Mistriel.
Mistress of farts.
And as you kind of like take a minute and you kind of like look around at all of the other statues here, they vaguely line up with the 4 lieutenants that you saw on the mural that worked with the Crimson Queen.
Oh.
I just work with the Mistress of farts.
Sorry, say that again?
The 4 statues here all seem to kind of correlate to the 4 lieutenants that you guys saw on the mural of the Crimson Queen in the
With damn eyes or whatever that we didn't steal.
Yep.
Is she like homophobic? Like, why is she watching us make out?
As you kind of step behind, there's nobody there.
Is she homophobic?
Yeah, knows about this stuff. What's up?
Yeah, I would first of all, before asking Edeniel, I would give her a nice another little smoochie and lay on hands.
Okay. So
For 4.
she is fully healed. Thurbrhys, what are you doing?
Okay, so we should take one of these corpses. I noticed that Faeyra's going into the woods. Let's see. I mean, I can't read any of this shit, right?
No. All of them have carvings on them, but they're all in Sylvan.
Thurbrhys, I'll help you translate them all.
The dwarven boy has also picked himself up from the ground as well.
Wow, excellent.
I guess
Like a
I'll
good dwarven boy
take
should.
him.
Yeah, can I loot the bodies? Sorry, inspect the bodies for
Sure.
things.
So you start looking over the bodies, and all of them seem to have been traveling pretty light. The ones that are down here all seem to be equipped with a dagger and a scimitar each. Are all in like leather armor. Though I will say, I'm not even gonna make a roll for it. The leather armor that they're wearing, outside of like the gloves and the boots, have this kind of like edging that is the same like feathers that are on the headdress. And then they have a mantle that is also of the same feathers. But just the leather armor. What was that?
What kind of feathers are they?
They're just like it's hard to identify what kind of bird they came from. They're all just like different shades of brown. But the leather armor itself, without any of the feathers, is very similar to the leather armor that Thrandir wore.
That fucker.
Are any of them Thrandir?
You don't see. None of them are Thrandir.
Alright, let's get one of these corpses back so we can ask it some questions.
Okay. Are you also reading any of the other statues?
I would have asked Goodfellow to translate the rest for us, and then I probably would have asked Edeniel if she knew anything about and like any more information about the statues, because I might have seen a figure that looked eerily similar to the main one.
Okay.
And I would have told the rest of the group that as well.
So the other ones, the rest, there is two more that are very obviously male elves, and one that is another female elf. One of the male elves is labeled as Mythion, the Lord of the Fall. There is the other female elf is labeled as Scythel, the Chiefess of Spring. And then the last one is just labeled as the Lost.
Can you spell all of those?
Yes. So Mythion is spelled Maethtion. And then Scythel is Saethel, and that last E has like that little triangle.
Nowhere near how I spelled that.
Circumflex the triangle.
And then the last one, the last male elf, is just labeled as the Lost.
How do you spell that?
And he's the sun then, right? He would be summer?
He would be summer, yeah.
And then there was also the Crimson Queen, or it was just those four?
It was just those four.
Okay. They don't have Jeff or anything either?
No. And I will say, like, while they do correlate, they are. I mean, obviously, it's hard to depict anything, as a kind of wicker statue. But the ones on the mural definitely were depicted in a much more, it was like reverent, but it was like these guys are tough as nails warriors. All of these statues seem to be posed in ways that are like regal, like they are like kings.
So is the burning of these statues then not as like, not in respect, but like because they're seen as, because it's like Halloween or like Halloween or whatever, and they're like demons, so they're burning the statues?
You would figure out from talking with Edeniel.
Yeah.
Some elves will burn these specific 4 statues because there is this belief that when the elves first came to Daernos, like in the classical telling of the story, like the shepherds that got lost and came through a portal chasing their flock, that they were these 4 tribes of elves, each correlating to one of the seasons. And so they burn these statues as like reverence of their forefathers.
Okay.
It's just weird that story correlates in a different way to what seemed to be these 4 warlords that worked with the Crimson Queen.
Yeah.
And as you guys go to pick up one of the bodies to bring it away, every single body, even the ones on the cliff, all sit up in unison.
Fuck no.
Eyes glowing like a pale icy blue, and in unison they all speak with the same voice. Tell your masters we can strike at their heart. And then they collapse back to the ground. And that's where we're going to end for tonight.
Blue eyes?
Yeah, icy blue eyes. Thurbrhys, you pick up on the fact it's the same kind of icy blue eyes that you saw in your vision of the corpse of the Crimson Queen.
Got it.
What do they say?
Check magic.
What do they say?
They said, tell your masters that we can strike at their heart.
Okay.
You know what else got struck at the heart? That woman in the Icelands.
Ooh.
So true. So true.
And it is like, especially like Goodfellow doing like your research in the library earlier. There has never been like, ever since like the fortifications were built and everything, like the valley itself is very well guarded. Like there are like watchtowers built at either end of the valley that are manned by like agents of the Green Council. Ever since those watchtowers were built, which was like after the fall of the Dreadworms, so after the Green Council actually moved in, there has not been an attack, like a successful attack on the valley. Like they've always, through scouts and through divination, been able to see an attack coming. So startling. But yeah, that's where we're gonna wrap up for tonight. I don't think we have any bookkeeping to do, other than
Right?
no. Though you did kind of get a level up with being able to use your channel divinity to
Yeah, that is pretty sick.
to summon the Stormcaller. But yeah, check out our previous episodes. Are all up on YouTube. And then health and weather willing, we'll be back on Friday with more Curse of Strahd, and then more of this on Sunday.
Yeah.
And we will see you all in the next one.
Bye-bye.
Adios.